Hey guys, welcome back to Different Faces. I'm Pamela,
And I'm Fatima.
and today's episode we're going to be talking about marriage. Do you consider yourself a traditional wife or a modern wife? We're going to start by just giving a little brief story of, because obviously we're both wives. So, just a little brief story of how we got proposed to, so we can start talking about our marriages.
So I am a wife. I have been a wife for the last 5 years, and we've been together for 10. There was nothing really like particularly memorable from our engagement or anything. It was very representative of who we are. We show love different than most of this modern, I guess, relationships. So it wasn't like an epic proposal like the ones you see on social media nowadays. His son, who happened to be 5 or 6 years at that time, came in with the rings. They were like matching rings. I was confused on like what's happening here, and then I realized that it was a bit of an engagement. And then we got married like 2 years later in the beach during the pandemic. It was like 30 of us. It was like very intimate, and we've been married ever since. And it's like any marriage, we have our ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
How about
Oh.
you?
I've been married for 1 year. He proposed to me right after I gave birth to my daughter, recovery room.
Mhm.
And he said that my mom was going to take a picture of us and then he proposed. It was very emotional, well, to me at least. Maybe because I was, right after having a baby, like your feelings are all over the place. Together 5 years, married one.
Nice.
His original idea was to propose as I was pushing out the baby.
Not a good
I was
idea.
like, "You're crazy." I would have like pushed.
I would dismiss him right away. I might
I
have
would
said
have.
no.
I probably would have not even hear what he was saying.
Considering that we are two moms and two wives that are currently in different stages of our life, um, one more
Different
tradition,
faces.
different faces. There you go. One more traditional and one more modern. We figure why not talk about just traditional and modern wives.
Hmm.
So I know you have a definition for both.
Yes. All right. So, a traditional wife is generally a married woman who embraces traditional gender roles within the marriage and family. Traditional wife means prioritizing home and family responsibilities, taking primary responsibility for cooking, cleaning, and the whole household management, serving as the main caregiver for children, supporting her husband's career and leadership role in the family, valuing traditional ideas about marriage, femininity, and family life. Modern wife is a wife who may prioritize a career, share household responsibilities equally, and challenge traditional gender roles. So, more career driven. Me and you are in different aspects of that at the moment.
Yes.
So, would you consider yourself more of a modern wife?
Yes, I definitely think I'm a modern wife. I'm very career focused. I'm very financially independent. We do have like an equal partnership, and that's not to say that we do things like half half. Sometimes I
Like,
am 60 and
mhm.
he's 40. Sometimes he's 20, I'm 80, or sometimes I'm 10 and he's 90. Like responsibilities are shared almost equally. If that's considered modern, then I'm modern.
Okay. Well, I guess in this phase of my life at the moment, I would be considered to be a traditional wife because I am a stay at home mom. I'm not working. I take care of my kids. I take care of the household because I am the one that's in the house. Do the cleaning, the cooking, I would say it's shared. Like I would do dinner, he makes breakfast. So, but everything else is mostly me. I'm doing this because I want to be home with my kids first couple of years of their life. But as soon as my daughter turns 3, I'm going back to work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I feel like when you're giving your explanation of you being a traditional wife, it comes with
That
like
I don't want to.
yes, like you're
Because I
not
don't.
proud.
Not that
Like
I'm not proud. No, I wouldn't say I'm not proud, but I'm doing it for my kids. I want to work. I've been, I've worked prior to meeting my husband. I've always worked. I've always been financially independent. I was actually talking to him about this yesterday when I was telling him that this was going to be the topic. And even though, his money is our money, in my head, it's like, it's not my money because I'm not working for it. Even though, like, if I need something, I could just buy it. But in my head, it's like, I still sometimes, like, I run it by him. Hey, I'm going to buy this, basically. Not
so
that
it's
I'm
not
ashamed or like, nah, because there's plenty of stay-at-home moms that actually want to do it.
so it's not something that you see yourself doing for the rest of your life, like
Oh, no.
having to rely on him every time you want to buy something, like a guilty pleasure.
No, I want to make my own money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy being at home with my kids and taking care of them myself. But I also want to work. Like, I don't see me doing this for the rest of my life. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I stayed at home with baby for 3 years. I wasn't, let's say, a stayed at home mom because I was a stay at home working mom. I was still working
Mhm.
remotely. Um, and I just remember like loving being there. But
Mhm.
I did had this itch that this cannot be 100% of like my life for the rest of my life. As much as I do enjoy like the housework duties, like I love cleaning, I love making sure that my house is
Mhm.
well kept. Um, I do have this urge of wanting to be productive, and like I don't see nothing wrong with the women that are at home taking care of their
Mhm.
families, but I cannot rely on financially like on someone else. I cannot see
Yeah.
myself doing that.
Yeah. And it's not even about like, oh, I don't feel like secure about it or like safe or anything like that. It's just me. Like, I want to have my own.
Yeah. So, as far as like the traditional wife being submissive, which is a word that I know you don't like, um, what do you think about that? Is submissiveness part of your role as a wife right now?
Submissive has like I don't know, to me, it's like, I don't want to say negative uh, sound to it, but do I let my husband lead? Yes. Does that mean I'm submitted to him?
I don't know. I think that in my marriage we have like an equal partnership, so
Mm-hmm.
um nothing goes on in the household with the kids without both of us having like a stamp of
Conversation
approval.
about it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I consult with him for everything and he consults with me for everything. There's times where I have been really busy and or he has been really busy where we have to make an executive decision that
Mm-hmm.
most likely we know that the other would approve of. But for the most part, I think that there's times where I let him lead because he's the expert on a certain topic, or I know that he's
Mm-hmm.
doing it, I don't know, with love and us in mind. And there's times where he has let me lead. So, do I think that you're submissive because you say he's the head of your household and you just submit to him? I don't know. It all depends. If you think he's a good leader,
I do let him lead. So I'm
mhm.
asking if by me letting him lead makes me submissive, then I guess. But I
Yeah.
just don't like the word, like let's Google it. What does submissive mean? Being submissive means being willing to yield to the authority, control, or will of another person. It involves being obedient, compliant, cooperative, and letting someone else take the lead in decision making. I just have issues with the word obedient. Like, I'm not your child, you know?
But you're saying that he leads. So if he says something and you are in opposition, then what happens?
Oh, no, we talk about it until we come to an agreement.
So it sounds like, to me, that sounds like an equal up, equal partnership.
I do think it's equal. I guess right now, since he's, I don't know, to me, like it just all comes down to financial right now.
That's
So
exactly what I thought you meant.
he's the one working, he's the one providing, so he's the head of the household right now.
I think that when the financial pressure is there, then the provider will always be the lead. It's not something that you can do anything about right now because your priority are your kids and their well-being
Hmm.
these first 3 years of their life. And that's beautiful. But that does
Yeah,
make him be the lead for right now. I
right
bet
now.
you once you start making your money again, then it will be an equal partnership
Hmm.
because
you
essentially
know
that's what you want. I think nowadays with this economy, both parents need to be working. It's just very
yeah,
hard, even if it's a part time.
agreed. I think I'm very fortunate that I'm able to stay at home with my kids.
Yeah. But the misconception is that, oh, if you have a job and you're a career focused woman like myself, that we are not doing anything at home. And in my case, I do a lot at home. I do everything but cooking. So when it comes to the cleaning, the laundry, the making sure that, the baby has her uniform ready for school and she's ready for school, and gifts are bought every time there's like a kids party or a grandparents party or any school activity, I'm there preparing at the front. So I don't cook. Yes, my husband
Hmm.
enjoys cooking. He's a great, great chef. So I I give him that. Besides that, I think I am a modern wife that is career focused and is also very traditional at home.
I think it depends on, like, I mean, obviously we don't know how everybody's house looks like, but let's say you're career driven and your house is a mess, then yeah, you're not taking care of your house, which you need to. But if you're career driven and your house is very clean, very organized, very nice, so yeah, I feel like you could be both at the same time.
Yeah,
Well,
I
mine
don't
is the
think that.
cooking because you don't cook.
Yeah. See, in my case, it's not like I'm always career driven and my house is always clean. That's not happening. If I'm
Hmm.
closing a business or if I have a big project, the house might be jeopardized that week. And then when I,
Well, see, there's a difference between it being messy and being dirty.
yeah,
So I don't think your house is dirty.
no,
So,
no, no. I try to keep it, I'm a germaphobe, so I try to keep it clean. But there's been times where it's been messy. And it's just like I,
mhm,
I have this big project and I have to finish it, and it's the laundry's gonna be compromised this week. And then there's been times where I'm like, okay, it's time to regroup and then reset the house, and then the job could wait, or the task could wait.
mhm.
Just it's balance. Do you think that men nowadays want traditional wives or modern wives?
Hmm. I think it depends on the guy, I guess. Because a lot of men want like, oh, like I want my wife to take care of me, take care of the house, but can you provide for her? You know,
Yes.
like if you want that, you need to be able to provide for the household and her. You know,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
just want that and have a, you know, I mean, I don't want to diss any jobs because a job is a job, but if you want to have a traditional wife that takes care of the household and her not working, you need to have a big boy job. Not a big boy job, that sounds bad. But you need to make, money for you to be able to pay the bills and also be able to enjoy yourselves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, I have actually have conversations with, colleagues and friends that have, brought up my personality and my strong demeanor and like, oh, you know what, I couldn't be with somebody like that and blah 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 because I am strong-minded. And
they tell
then
you that they can't be with somebody like you?
yes.
Oh, that's rude. The heck?
And then years after I have checked on them and see how's everything working out with your, submissive traditional wife at home. And I remember, complaining about the financials. And that's why your example is perfect because it's just like, well, you wanted a traditional stay-at-home wife, in
And
this
like
case,
about money.
and then now you're struggling with money. But here I am with my husband enjoying life, both, being great partners financially, as parents, as friends.
And maybe some men also might feel, let's say, like if their wife or the woman have like a better job than they do, maybe they feel threatened or something, and they just rather, oh no, they just want the traditional wife that stays at home. Because some men get intimidated by women. So
I don't think I
yeah,
would get intimidated. If I was a man, I think I would be like, "Ooh, my wife."
like I feel like you will want that,
Yeah. Sometimes
you
I
know.
just wish I can be a stay-home mom and just do hobbies. But the only thing that holds me back is that financial freedom. Your household
Uh,
chores are split 50-50, or are they based on like who's better at what?
no, so household chores like cleaning, laundry, I do that. Cooking is split because he also cooks. So, but the cleaning, I do.
But
Yeah,
do you actually have to pick up after him?
I used to. And I told him, like, you can't leave because he would literally, he would come home from work and just take off his clothes and just leave it wherever he took it off. Or like you will find socks, I was like, no, there's literally a place for you to put the clothes, put it there. It took me, a couple times to tell him that, but now he got the point. So yeah, now I don't have to pick up after him.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that for the most part, like the only thing that I ask him to do is to take out the trash because it's smelly and it's
Well,
heavy.
yeah, same. Yeah, he takes out the trash.
I don't think I will mind being a stay-at-home wife or a traditional wife with my husband. He's not the I guess machista type. He's not the
Yeah.
one that will tell me like stay at home or I don't want you working, or if I had like a fund, or like if I had like a pool of money and savings that would allow me to have a stay-at-home life, taking care of the
Hmm.
kids and cooking, I would love that. I would love to just stay at home and cook and clean and then always rely on my own money. Um, but because that's not the case, then definitely I'm a modern wife.
Yeah. 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 If I had a husband that was machista and like I had to stay at home and take care of the kids because he told me to, then I wouldn't. Hell no.
Mm-mm.
No. Like, we know we decided for me to be a stay-at-home mom because it would be the best for the kids.
Hmm.
And, he knows that I want to go back to work. He says, whether you want to keep being a stay-at-home mom or go to work, that's your choice. So
I think that's the beautiful part. That is like you are being a traditional wife right now per choice, and not necessarily because you're being forced to, or
yeah.
because in your case, um, your husband is able to sustain the family until the kids
Hmm.
get a little older. That's a blessing.
I told him yesterday, I was like, as soon as our baby turns 3, and we're going back. I mean, I'm doing the medical billing and coding. So whenever I finish that course, like, even if I could get a work from home job with the course, I'm gonna do that. So even
So,
like if I could work from home and make money, that's fine.
so baby turns
So
when baby turns 3, your older one is gonna be how old?
he's going to be, because they're 1.5, 4.5.
So he's gonna be 4.5. So he's gonna be in school already.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's gonna be a little easier for you.
Yeah.
Once you go back to the workforce and obviously the babies are in school, how is that going to switch things between you guys? Because right now you're doing all of the housework, only
Hmm.
sharing the cooking responsibility half half. Now you're also going to be tired from work just like he is. How is things going to change?
Well, before we had our kids, he worked and I was working from home. And everything was divided. Like, he would clean, I would clean, he would cook, I would cook. So I'm assuming it'll go back to that. It has to go back to that.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. Because I mean, he cleans good and he cooks good. So we both, like, when we were in New York, he would clean, he would cook. So.
Say if we were to like win the lottery, any woman were to win the lottery, I think that given the option to stay at home with their kids, most of us will say yes
Oh yes.
if money was not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all
Yeah, if money.
traditional at heart.
Yeah, because it's in our nature to want to be with our kids, take care of our kids. If money was not an issue at all, oh, by all means, just be at home, take care of my kids, do whatever I want to do,
Hmm.
have hobbies.
Yes,
So,
I agree. I think
mm,
that also during this stage of your life, it is okay to say we're gonna have one income and we're gonna jeopardize maybe financial gains for a little bit for the kids.
mhm.
We're gonna live within our means, in this world that is all about material gains and careers. It's okay to be at home and be a traditional wife during those years that are so important to the kids. For the women that are very career driven like myself, my identity is really like tied to my career.
Mhm.
If this is what brings me joy without jeopardizing my family, obviously my husband comes first, my kids come first. What do you want your daughter to be, a traditional wife or a modern wife?
Whatever she chooses to do, as long as she's happy. Let's say she wants to be a traditional wife. As long as she has a husband that can actually provide for her and take care of her, and she's happy doing it, or if she wants to be career driven, you know, I would prefer for her to have her own. But at the end of the day, as long as she's happy and well taken care of, either by him or herself. But
Yeah,
whichever,
I like
you.
I like them having the choice, but given if it was up to me, she would be a modern wife because
Mm-hmm.
statistics shows that marriages end in divorce 50-50. So if I were to put all my eggs into her relationship and then 20 years in a relationship, God forbid he, you know, commits, I don't know, a 360 change on her. Now what
Mm-hmm.
happens? You know, if she
Yeah.
hasn't developed a skill, if she doesn't have a career, if she doesn't have experience in any task or skill, then what now? Are we
She's
gonna
literally
wait?
start from zero.
And I've
Yeah.
seen it happen time after time. So so I know. In my case, in my daughter's case, and in any woman's case, I will prefer for a woman to have their own. So if that day comes when maybe, you know, love is no longer there, you're able to have something
Mm-hmm.
of your own.
Yeah. Like even if, they do decide to be a traditional wife, have a backup.
Plan B as in like have savings, or like what do you mean? Have a like a sugar daddy on the
Well,
side? Like
all of the above. No, just kidding. No, like have, well, either savings that you can, let's say, sustain yourself for a little while in case divorce happens. Or, let's say, okay, you're a traditional wife. Let's say you're not working, but you're able to be at home and have some time, like go to school for something so you can have that there in case you do need to get a job. Have a skill of something. So when you're, in case you have to go to work, you're not like, oh my God, like what do I even do?
yeah.
I don't know anything.
I definitely, I mean, you don't want to get married and think of plan B, or you don't
Oh
want to
yeah.
think about what's going to happen. I didn't get into my marriage thinking that something's going to
Well, I mean, when
happen.
I say plan B, I mean, because divorce is not the only thing that can affect the financial. God forbid the husband gets injured and he can't work, or he gets laid off,
Or the
or
death.
for some reason, yeah, God forbid death, then what happens? Nobody works, you know? So,
Tragedies to happen.
hmm,
So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure men don't have this discussion. Men don't have the discussion of, are we traditional husbands or are we modern husbands? There's no such a thing. We
They're
don't have
just
to worry
husbands.
about, they're just husbands. We don't have to worry about our boys having that problem of like maybe the wife not being able to sustain them and they still need to have a career. So
Hmm.
why do we have to have that conversation about our little women's, you know?
I don't know. I feel like women, we have a lot of labels and everything is more complicated for women. Why?
It's just society and the way that it has been for many years.
Hmm.
Ari loves to play with dolls and kitchen and stuff like that. But I do buy costumes of like vet and doctor and career driven toys so that she knows
Hmm.
that she's not just going to be a mom, which she says she's going to be. And I love that. But she
Hmm.
also has to have something that gives her a purpose in this life.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's a perfect word. Like having purpose, you know, having goals and aspirations. And for some women, their goal and aspirations is just being a mom and being a stay-at-home mom, which if it works for you, works for you.
I
You
just hope
know.
and pray is a good man, is a good provider,
Yes.
protector, because then otherwise they're stranded. And if they say they change their mind and all of a sudden they fall out of love, you're stuck. So
Yeah.
even if your life is to be, or your aspiration is to be a stay at home mom, let's just hope and pray you pick the right one. So once you finish your medical billing course, which is a very profitable career, and maybe if there's some downtimes for him, you might be the provider, and life is just waves.
Do you think your husband would ever want you to be a traditional wife? Like, let's say, financials were there, and do you think he would ever say, like, hey, if you want to be the stay-at-home mom and a traditional wife, like, do you think he would want that, or he likes you being a career woman?
He likes me being a career woman. I
Mm.
have asked him that before.
Oh, yeah?
Um, yeah, he's a rare type. Even when I cater to him or when I want to, let's say, bring him food, or when I want to do that, it's hard for him to receive. He's a giver.
Why?
I
That's a
don't know.
trauma. That's a trauma. The trauma
It's,
response.
it's a trauma. He's a giver. I don't think he would be the great husband of a submissive traditional wife.
Traditional.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
He likes,
Okay.
I think, like that partnership that we both have, and he likes when I challenge him. It's not like I have asked that before. Like, would you
Mm-hmm.
want me to be like maybe less opinionated or to be more traditional? And he says, absolutely not. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that I can be myself and I can be
Mm-hmm.
this, firecracker and be
Yeah.
accepted the way that I am. I don't have to pretend to be submissive, or I don't hold myself back. I speak my mind and he loves it.
Yeah.
Not to say that he doesn't fire back, you know. He's
Mm-hmm.
he's strong-minded like me. We are two strong-minded people together.
Do you think that makes you butt heads or no?
We butt heads, but we know how to butt heads.
Okay.
Um, we pick and choose our battles, and when we don't see eye to
Mm-hmm.
eye, we might not talk to each other and be upset, and until we resolve it. But do you guys butt heads?
Yeah, certain times. But I don't think for us, it's obviously I'm not working, so it's nothing about like financials or like work related or nothing like that. It might be more like household stuff. I know that he's working, so obviously I don't expect him to like clean the whole house, or like, but I mean, normal stuff.
Yeah. Are you strong-minded and he's strong-minded, or you would say he's the strong-minded and you're more like, go with the flow, or he's more go with the flow?
I think we take turns, to be honest. Like he's strong minded for sure, but I think we take turns. Most of our arguments sometimes is like when I'm like irritated or in a bad mood or overwhelmed,
Hmm.
like because he's a very emotional person,
I can't imagine that. Enough from what I
and
have seen, I can imagine that.
and not emotional to the point where like he's like, oh my god, like why are you being so mean? No, like not like that. Like he's very like upfront with his emotions. If he's having a bad day, he'll tell you. If he's very expressive and vocal about his emotions, and sometimes I'm not. Like you can tell, like I'm, feeling a certain way mainly because of my face, not my words. So sometimes he has issues with that. So that's when we like, like that's what like causes arguments. Like use your words or like tell me like what's happening instead of like giving me a face.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah,
but
I guess I'm like him. I like to communicate my emotions and my feelings, and then Camilo is like, I know when he's not having a good day based on how he's moving or his facial
yeah,
expression, and then based on that,
yeah.
I know, when to give him his space, or when to like
Mhm.
ask him if he's okay, or
Mhm.
take the wine bottle out. I don't know.
Well, see, the thing is that sometimes, let's say, like, he sees my face or like the way I'm acting, and that might get him like upset or like annoyed. Like, why are you acting like that instead of just talking? I'm upset, and then he becomes upset because the way I'm acting because I'm upset, and that's what like just
Yes, and
yeah,
I tell him all the time, like, you're a verbal person. You're not two. You're verbal. So express yourself, but it's not easy. Everybody
yeah,
deals with, you compress, and there's people
yeah.
that I vent, literally.
Hmm.
If I need to say something, I'm gonna say it. For the women who want to be traditional wives, modern wives, or who happens to be in one and not in the other one, wish they were in the other one, there's pros and cons on both sides.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think one is better than the other. I feel like it's preference. So,
And you could be both at certain types, at certain moments of your life. Like in your case, you're
mm-hmm.
raising kids, you're in your traditional time, and
Mm-hmm.
then you were a modern before and you're going to be a modern after. And same thing with me. So it's just phases.
What about being both at the same time? No?
Absolutely. I think you could be both at the same time. I'm a working mom, but when I'm at home, I'm still doing, traditional
Traditional.
wife roles. And
Mm-hmm. Or even to say when you were working from home, you were at home taking care of your daughter and still making money. So,
yes, I have never
both,
not made money.
yeah. I miss
Yeah,
making money.
yeah. Yes, it's hard. It's hard. I can't
Yeah.
imagine how that goes. And
Yeah.
I think that I just happen to be blessed with having a baby around the pandemics that sent
Yeah.
people home. It wasn't even like I looked for a job while being a mom, and no, it was just like everybody
Mhm.
was sent home, and I happened to get pregnant around that time, and I was home.
I was working when I was pregnant with my first son. I was working from home, and I worked from home up until he was, I believe, he was 8 months, and then the company closed, so we all got laid off. And then I haven't, we decided, okay, just don't work, and I was like, okay. And in the beginning, I was like, oh my god, this is so nice. I get to spend all the time with my son. I get to do what I want. But it slowly starts, in my head, I'm like, okay, I need to like focus on something else. I need to do something else. So, and now that I'm, with the podcast and with doing the course, I'm feeling better about myself, I guess, because I'm
Hmm.
focusing on other things. So it's like helps my brain, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
When did you realize? Was there any time where you realized like I need to start making money again? Like this is not working. Like anything that you have wanted and that you're like, oh man, I don't, I feel guilty asking for this, or
Probably say honestly, recently, but it's not so much that I feel guilty asking for things. It's just that in my head, I think, well, I'm not working, so it's not my money. It's not really guilt.
what is it that you wanted to buy that you said I need to go back to the workforce?
I don't think it's anything specific, honestly. Like I literally, maybe like I have like things on Amazon. I want. It's not really needs. It's just like wants, but I just haven't bought them because it's like, do I really need them? I don't know. Maybe are those are the things, but I don't think there's anything specific that I thought, oh my god, I want to buy this.
You said it.
The other day,
You're only getting needs and not wants.
yeah. So it's so funny because the other day I went to the store, right? And I was buying some makeup stuff like eyebrow pencil, some mascara, some like random makeup stuff. And I told my husband, I was like, "Oh, I used my credit card to buy this because I didn't want you to pay for it." And he goes, "And who pays for your credit card?"
So
He was
he's
like, "You should
enjoying
just
this.
bought it with a debit card." No, no. His point was that I'm using the credit card because it's my name, but he's gonna have to pay it anyway. So I should have just used the debit card, you know.
Yeah. Has he ever taken
But
it out on you like we're gonna do what I say because I'm paying the bills?
oh no, oh my god, thank God, no. Because if honestly, if that would have been the case, I think even with my kids, I would have been like, no, I need to get a job. You're not gonna have this control just because you're making the money. Like you're not gonna have this like thing lingering over me. No.
Mm.
That's when it gets like bad. One
Mm.
day is, oh, I'm making the money, so you can't do this. Then it's just gonna control your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
That's financial abuse. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no. So now that we talked about being a traditional wife and a modern wife, where do you think you're at right now? Are you a traditional wife? Are you a modern wife? And are you happy being in that space in this moment? Will you change it? Would you stay there?
I'm so happy to be a modern wife and a modern woman, and I hope to stay there unless one of
Mhm.
us or both of us or just
Become
one
a
of us
millionaire.
become a millionaire, like we win the lottery and we say that this is our money. Then
Hmm.
I would definitely just, life is so short that I would love to just travel and eat and just explore.
I feel like that's the goal, right? Just have all the money in the world and just enjoy life.
Yes,
That's
that
the
is,
ultimate goal.
yes.
Alrighty. So this was today's topic. We hope that you guys enjoyed it and let us know where you at. Traditional, modern, both.
Neither.
Okay. Or neither. Well, you gotta be one. You can be neither. How you gonna be neither?
You're just not a wife.
Fact. We hope that you guys enjoyed this topic today. And before we go, we do want to take a moment to take a deep breath and let this be your reminder it is okay to slow down, embrace your growth, embrace your faith, and thank you for being here with us in different faces. Bye.